In the name of God, we said that Louis XVI decided to resist the National Assembly. He summoned 10 regiments of troops, mostly non-French, to Versailles. It was rumored in Paris that Louis wanted to arrest 60 representatives and dissolve the National Assembly. This caused a great deal of excitement in Paris, and finally on July 40 led to the conquest of the Bastille. The next day, Louis humbly entered the National Assembly and promised to keep the troops away from Paris. The next day, Louis entered the city hall with 50 members of the National Assembly and wore a red, white, and blue ribbon that symbolized the revolution. The people greeted them with the slogan, "Long live the king." There seemed to be no difference between the king and the National Assembly and the French people. But just a week later, on July 20, great fear swept across France. It was rumored that the British army was about to enter France and to commit massacre. It was also rumored that some thieves and criminals kill and loot wherever they go. Some said that these rumors were the work of British agents in France who wanted to retaliate for France's contribution to American independence to cause chaos in that country. Some attributed those rumors to the Duke of Orleans because he was the king's cousin and wanted to become king. Many farmers became armed so that they can repel themselves against the attackers. But after 10 days, the news was denied, but the farmers kept their weapons. They turned their anger of the feudal lords. They did not know the exact developments in Paris, and they thought those nobles were enemies of Louis XVI. They attacked the lords' palaces. They drank the wines of the cellars as much as they could, and they threw the rest on the ground, and most importantly, they destroyed the documents of feudal of axioms. These insecurities frightened the members of the National Assembly and affected them. Those insecurities sparked parliamentary debates. Some lawyers have blamed years of oppression on farmer anger. Some reformist aristocracy also sympathized with the farmers. On Tuesday, August 4th, the National Assembly decided to end insecurity. The Assembly decided to abolish class privilege in France. Thus, the feudal rights in France were abolished. Many old rights were revoked by 2 midnight. Based on this decision, all the French people became equal, and the way was opened for all people to reach important government positions on the basis of merit. This decision was a social revolution. In fact, the political revolution was completed by a social revolution. After this decision, the representatives of the three classes embraced each other and cried with excitement because it was considered a symbol of freedom, equality, and brotherhood. The year 1789 ended with good news for the French people. From the beginning of the year 1790, people in various states immediate Paris formed state assemblies. At the first, some in the state of Dauphiné swore allegiance and respect the laws of the National Assembly in Paris. Other states formed unions. Those provincial union became a national union on July 40, 1790 in Paris. It was decided that the representatives of the states would arrive in Paris and gather in the square of Saint Dommage. They decided to make the anniversary of the conquest of the Bastille a national holiday. Within 2 weeks, thousands of people were in Paris and turned the square of Saint Dommage into a semicircle. It had a capacity of 300,000 people. On July 40, a large crowd gathered in the place Saint Dommage, and the representatives of the states swore allegiance to France and to each other. In doing so, they re-established France. Prior to this date, obedience to the king was a sign of Frenchness, and the various states were subject to the king by treaty or military conquest or marriage or inheritance. But from July 40, all the people of the states became subject to France of their own free will.